Patties.com, stamping in my flaps. I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I'm going to do a Facebook Live. We had a bit of a snowstorm last night. It should be spring, I know, but nonetheless, we got snow. And so I thought I would make good use of my time today, and I would share a technique with you. I'm calling it double embossing, and it's using the Blooming Basket stamp set, which is part of the second release of Celebration 2018. There's still time for you to get this fabulous product suite. Let me show you the card that we're going to make today. Hang on. So this is the beauty that we're going to make today. So I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm also going to get my iPad fired up so that I can see the live video and any questions that anybody might be asking. Please, please, please feel free to ask questions, because that's what I would like to be able to do. I'd like to be able to answer them for you. So I apologize if I make you a little bit seasick. Let's turn the camera around and get us started. Hold on one sec. Okay. All right. So I apologize again. I don't want to make anybody seasick, but we're going to put the camera... Turning the camera. Sorry, guys. So what's everybody else doing today on this fine snowy day that we've got going on? We have missed 2 days of school. Not my favorite thing. As you all know, anybody that knows me knows that I am an eternal summer gal, and I like to be able to be out in my flip-flops. I was stamping my flops anyway, but okay, so one more time. Here is that picture. Here's the project that we are going to be making today. And the reason I'm calling it a double embossing technique is there's this beautiful raised embossing folder. Okay, let me turn the mute. I got my other thing going on here. Making today. And the reason I'm calling it a how can I do a mute? Does anybody know? Okay, good. There we go. So hopefully I'll be able to see comments that people make. Of course, people are trying to contact me too, but that's okay. We'll get over it. Okay, so double embossing because of the fact that it has the embossing folder, but then if you look really closely, I have embossed with some of our gold embossing powder as well. So let's go ahead and let's get started. And I will post this video also. So the second release of Celebration. In here is a fabulous bundle. It's called the Blooming Basket, and it comes with this really, really nice image as well as the embossing folder. So that's what we're going to be using today, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So our card background is Whisper White. It is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. I scored it in the middle, and that will be our card base. So I'm going to put that to the side. Here is my embossing folder. That is the weaved basket embossing folder. Hopefully you'll be able to see that pretty well. Okay, so I am going to take my Versamark ink pad. And the first thing that I am going to be doing is I am going to ink the side of the folder that is printed with the Stampin' Up logo and says Sizzix. I'm going to open my folder and I am going to ink with my Versamark clear ink. That is the side of the photo that I am... Hi, Inez! You must have a snow day today, too. Thanks for tuning in and watching. You're going to love this. So I'm inking up the raised side of the embossing folder with my Versamark ink. And I am going to put in my embossing folder, a piece of crumb cake cardstock. This cardstock is 4 inches by 5.25 inches. I'm going to lay that pretty gently, and I'm going to close my folder, and I am going to run it through my Big Shot machine. This is my magical texturizer, I guess I could say. Whoops, I got something going on here. I think I only need one cutting pad. This is a thick 3D folder, so you do not need to have 2 cutting pads, only 1. All right, then we're gonna get this out of the way because I need every bit of surface so that you can see what's going on. All right, here we go. So I see we got a bunch of watchers, but identify yourself so I know who's here and who's watching. Okay, here is my embossed image. And now what I'm going to do with my powder tray is I'm going to take some of the gold embossing powder, and I am going to put that gold embossing powder all over this project. And the object here is I want this to look really vintagey, so I want to have powder all over, not just in the grooves where the weave takes place, but all over the whole thing. So, next order of business is my heat tool. I need to, it's going to be a little loud, so I apologize, but we need to heat this up so that we can melt that powder. And if you've never done embossing, it's actually a really cool technique, and it's really fun to watch as the powder starts melting and it's going to turn metallic right before your eyes. And here we go. Here's the start of the metallic. Can you see that? Oh, Inez, you're starting at 10 today. Okay. I'm hearing there's a lot of power outages and a lot of trees and stuff down. So please be careful on your way to work. Can you see that this is starting to change? Can you see that that powder is now becoming very metallic? Ooh, yeah, there we go. And again, like I said, I wanted that powder to kind of be everywhere because I want it to look like a vintage basket. Hi, Ray! Ray, do you have a snow day today, too? Yesterday was a wasted snow day. We really could have gone to school all day. Today, I was glad that it was called as a snow day because I shoveled the deck and thought I was going to have a heart attack because it is so wet and so heavy and so much of it. It's kind of surprising. What are you doing on your snow day, Ray? I hope you're stamping and creating some fun stuff. Make sure you share them with me. I know, Inez, isn't this kind of a fun thing? It's so fun. I'm calling it double embossing. Okay, so can you see that gold shimmer now on that weave? It's actually coming across pretty nicely, I think, on the camera. All right, so we're done embossing, and we're going to be on to the next step. So I am showing you, this is a fully loaded technique video, you guys, because the next thing that I'm going to show you is using our Stampin' Blend markers. I'm using some white cotton ribbon, and using our Stampin' Blend markers, I'm going to color this ribbon. If I can find my markers, here they are. Okay, sorry. I'm going to color this ribbon so that it's coral to match the flowers that I'm going to have in my basket. And to do that, all I'm going to do is take my blend marker on this ribbon and I'm going to run it across it several times. If you don't have the blend markers yet, I'm telling you what, you do not know what you're missing out on. There is just so many uses. I mean, who would think? You buy one spool of white ribbon and you can make that ribbon any color you want, as long as we got a blend marker for it, that is. Okay, so I'm going to let that side dry a little bit, but I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to color the other side because when I tie it in a bow or in a knot, I don't know, you know, you're going to want to make sure that the color is throughout. So, whew, I can smell the alcohol. These are alcohol-based markers, in case you didn't know that, and they are permanent. Once they dry, this is not coming off of there. This is not a water-based marker, so make sure that you are protecting your surface. That's why I got this piece of scrap paper out so that I could protect my surface. Okay. So I did this now because I really want this to dry because it's pretty wet. So I'm going to move this over to the side. All right. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. All right, so to save a little bit of time, but I wanted to show you just how beautiful this image is. I'm not going to cut it all out in front of you because I did a lot of fussy cutting, but what I am going to do is I'm going to stamp the image and I'm going to show you how quickly this comes to life using our Stampin' Blend markers. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Honestly, I love that image, and just knowing that now it's ready for me to color makes me so happy. I think of coloring with these blends as my therapy. So I am going to be using, my flowers are going to be a bit of cherry cobbler, and then I'm going to use some coral. In the center, I'm going to put some yellow. I'm going to use 2 shades of olive, the light and the dark. And then for light and dark in terms of the basket, I'm using actually the brown bronze marker, which is for darker skin tones. And I'm using the the crumb cake marker as well. So where am I going to begin? I'm going to begin with my flowers. And I'm going to use, each of our blends has 2 ends. We have a narrow end and we have a fat end. So I'm going to use the narrow end to do a little bit of my edges. And if you look at these flowers, you're going to see that there's a couple of little double layers. So I like doing the outside edge of my flowers with the darker color. So that is what I'm doing. And you're probably cringing right now saying, my gosh, she's not even staying in the lines. No, I don't. And that's why I love blends so much, because I can be kind of haphazard and quick and still get some beautiful images. So I see we got a lot of watchers, but I don't see anybody telling me who's there. So who do I have today? Identify yourself. Okay, now I'm taking the coral, and I'm taking the brush end, and I'm going to start kind of blending those 2 colors together with my roses. And again, I'm not being perfect with them. I'm just blending over and over again. Still Ray, I see you. Ray, have you been playing with your blends? You better say yes. Or if you say no, you better be coming up with a plan, because I want to see some creations. Okay, so now I am going to take my daffodil and I'm going to blend that in. And I know you're probably saying, wow, you're going to be able to see it over the other colors. And the answer to that is yes. And so I'm blending in some of that yellow just to give more variegation. Look at that. What do you think? Isn't that amazing? I love it. It makes me so happy. So, so, so happy. So hopefully you can see that really well. Do you look at the depth? All those colors. All right. So my basket, kind of the same thing. I'm going to use the bronze in a couple of spots, but I'm not going to get all crazy as to where. Some random spots. And then I'm going to take the crumb cake and I'm going to blend. I'm going to blend the 2 colors together. I'm going to use this crumb cake for my handle of my basket. All right. I'll be doing a video for Stamparatus too, Ray, some more videos. I actually did one, but I will do more. So I've been playing with it and trying to learn some things. So as I learn them, I am going to be sharing them with all of you. So either Facebook Live or my YouTube channel. So if you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, make sure that you do so that you get the latest videos. My blog, stamppatties.com, so that you can get all the latest of what's going on. So I'm taking my dark olive right now and just putting a little bit of green in each of the leaves that I want to have green in. And then I'm going to take the light one. And because the spaces are so small, I'm actually using the narrow end for all of my leaves, just because my brush end will probably take me way outside the lines. And while I usually don't mind, I don't want it to be sloppy. So I'm just going to blend these. Yes. Awesome. Anybody interested in a blends class? I would love to have you all come and play with blends. All right, so what are you thinking of my basket? Isn't that beautiful? I absolutely love it. So to save time and the magic of TV or the magic of Facebook Live, I did one a little bit earlier and I cut it out. I fussy cut around the basket and I did the best that I could to cut on the inside of the basket. And now I'm going to be taking this really pretty embossed fold, double embossed that we did earlier. And I think that my ribbon is pretty dry as well. So I'm going to take my ribbon. It is going to go on the left side of my embossed paper. I'm going to fold that up. I'm sorry, tie that up. And then I'm going to trim it. Remember, I colored the ribbon with the blends. I'm going to get my nice ribbon scissors. We're going to trim this nice and pretty. Awesome. Perfect. I love it. Love it. My basket is going to get popped up with dimensionals. But the last thing that I want to show you is a little trick using one of our punches. And I apologize because I don't even know the name of this punch, but it came out, I think, in the last catalog. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to punch an entire, well, almost an entire image out. I'm going to take the piece that I took out. Are you ready for this? Because this is kind of mind-blowing, but people don't realize the versatility that we have. I'm putting this back in because what I want to do is I want to make a much smaller like ticket. So see these straight edges here and here? I'm going to line them up here. If I can, I'm going to try anyway. There we go. It's a little crooked. Focusing, I got quiet there. Okay, and then I'm going to punch again. And now I have created this much smaller tag. And what I am going to do with that is I'm going to use some of my coral ink and a piece of sponge. And I'm going to sponge around my tag so that I get a little bit more depth out of that tag. Okay. And in the stamp set that is part of this celebration bundle, there is a greeting that says you are loved, and there's one that says here for you. We have a friend that recently suffered a stroke, so I'm actually making this project to send to her and hopefully to brighten her day. So I'm going to use the here for you, which should fit. That's pretty good. I'll take it. Not bad for a live, you know. Sometimes we can't fix things because we are live. Okay, and that is going to get popped up also with dimensionals on my project. So let's go ahead and get our dimensionals on and wrap up this project. So please, please, please share this with your friends. Share this video. I'd like to start doing Facebook Lives on a regular basis where I can show you some great projects. And hopefully you'll be able to repeat them. But we want to inspire. I would like to inspire some more people to start crafting. I can't tell you how heartwarming and how great it feels to get a card in the mail, especially one that someone has taken the time to hand make. So try it sometime because I'm going to tell you, you'll make someone's day. Oh, Inez, I'm so glad that you like it. All right, so here is my greeting. I guess I'm going to put it a little bit sideways. Awesome. And then all I have left to do is take my piece of white cardstock that I cut out earlier. I'm going to put some adhesive on, our snail adhesive. My stamp studio is so full of these dimensional pieces. The dog walks around with them stuck to her, and it's actually kind of comical. You can tell when she's been in the stamp room. All right, so let's put that on there. Awesome. Okay. So what do you think? Do you love it? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I will be taking this Facebook Live and I will be uploading it to my YouTube channel. So if you didn't get to tune in live, you'll be able to watch the replay on YouTube. If you don't already subscribe, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are not a member of the Stamp Patties blog or website, please, please, please. So, I don't know. I guess I'll have to put the camera up a little bit in order for you to be able to see the whole thing. Okay. So, www.stamppatties.com. Subscribe to my blog, to my website, and you'll get to see a project every other day or so. And at this point, I guess I'm going to tune out. Thank you all so much for watching. And again, you can watch the replay on YouTube. Have a great day. Happy stamping.